Why are your legs getting weaker after 60? Here's what you're not being told, and how to fix it. Part 1. Is this just aging, or a warning sign? You wake up in the middle of the night with a cramp so sharp it jolts you awake. Your calf feels like it's been twisted into a knot. The next morning, climbing the stairs leaves you gasping for breath and gripping the railing like it's your last lifeline. Standing in the kitchen to make coffee feels harder than it should. Your legs feel heavier, weaker, like they're betraying you. And maybe you've told yourself, this is just what happens when you get older. But what if I told you that weak legs aren't just an inevitable part of aging? They're a warning sign, a cry for help from your body, a signal that something deeper is going on. And if you ignore it, it won't just get worse. It could cost you your independence, your freedom, even your life. The truth is, your legs are not supposed to fail you at 60, 70, or even 80. They're meant to carry you through life, to walk you through grocery stores, airports, gardens, dance floors, and family gatherings. But too many seniors are silently suffering because they believe weakness is normal. It's not. In this article, we're going to uncover the 5 most common reasons your legs are getting weaker after 60, and more importantly, how to fix them before it's too late. Part 2. The silent thief, muscle loss, sarcopenia. Let's start with the biggest culprit, muscle loss, or medically known as sarcopenia. Imagine waking up one day and realizing your jeans don't fit anymore. Not because you've lost weight, but because your legs have gotten thinner. That's sarcopenia in action. You may not notice it at first. Maybe it takes a little longer to stand up from the couch. Or walking to the mailbox feels like a workout. But over time, those small changes add up. Suddenly, you're avoiding stairs, skipping walks with friends, feeling embarrassed when you need help carrying groceries. By age 80, without intervention, you could lose up to 30% of your muscle mass, especially in your legs. That's not just cosmetic. It's functional. It affects your ability to live independently, to stay safe, and to enjoy life. Real-life story. Take Martha, 68, who used to hike with her grandchildren every summer. One year, she couldn't make it up the first hill. She blamed her shoes, then her knees. But deep down, she knew something was off. Her legs felt like jelly. She stopped going altogether. When she finally saw a physical therapist, she learned the truth. Her leg muscles had weakened significantly, not because she was lazy, but because her body needed fuel and movement, and she hadn't given it either. Test 2. What causes sarcopenia? Aging naturally slows protein synthesis. Inactivity, sitting for hours, kills muscle tone. Poor nutrition, not enough protein or calories. Hormonal changes, lower testosterone, growth hormone levels. Hammer and wrench, what can you do about it? Here's the good news. You can slow or even reverse sarcopenia. White heavy checkmark strength training. Even simple exercises like chair squats, leg lifts, resistance band workouts can rebuild lost strength. And you don't need a gym membership or fancy equipment, just a chair and a few minutes a day. White heavy checkmark nutrition matters. Your muscles need fuel. Aim for lean meats, chicken, turkey, eggs, fish, especially salmon, tuna, dairy, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese. Plant-based proteins, beans, lentils, tofu, nuts. Try to eat 25-30 g of protein per meal. That's about the size of a chicken breast or a cup of Greek yogurt. White heavy checkmark, move every day. Walking isn't just exercise, it's medicine. Even 10 to 15 minutes a day keeps your muscles active and blood flowing. Lightbulb pro tip. Try walking during commercials while watching TV, or take a short stroll after dinner. It doesn't have to be intense, just consistent. When blood flow fails, peripheral artery disease, PAD. Now imagine this. You're walking through the mall, window shopping, when suddenly your legs feel like they're on fire. Cramping, heaviness, pain, and the only relief comes when you stop and rest. You chalk it up to being out of shape. But weeks go by, and the pattern repeats itself every time you try to walk any distance. What you might not know is that this could be peripheral artery disease, PAD, a condition where plaque builds up in your arteries, cutting off blood flow to your legs. Without enough oxygen-rich blood, your muscles starve. They ache, they weaken, and eventually, they give out. Speech balloon real-life story. George, 72, loved gardening. He spent hours tending his roses, kneeling, bending, and walking around his yard. Then one season, he noticed his legs would cramp after just a few steps. At first, he thought it was arthritis. But soon, he couldn't even walk across his driveway without needing to sit down. After seeing a vascular specialist, George was diagnosed with early-stage PAD. With lifestyle changes and early treatment, he was back in the garden within months. Test tube signs of poor circulation, cold feet, leg cramps while walking, weakness or fatigue in legs, sores that heal slowly, tingling or numbness. What can you do about it? Walk daily. Yes, it hurts at first, but walking actually improves circulation. Start slow, 5 minutes a day, then build up. Stay hydrated. Dehydration thickens your blood and makes circulation worse. Drink water throughout the day. Aim for at least 64 ounces, 2 liters, unless your doctor says otherwise. Reduce salt intake. Too much sodium causes swelling and worsens circulation. Read labels, avoid processed foods, and flavor meals with herbs instead. Warm foot baths and elevation. Soaking your feet in warm water and elevating your legs above heart level for 15 to 20 minutes helps blood flow back to your heart. See a doctor. If symptoms persist, don't wait. Untreated PAD increases your risk of heart attack, stroke, and amputation. When nerves go silent, peripheral neuropathy. Picture this. You step into the shower, but your feet feel oddly numb. You look down, nothing wrong. But stepping out, you feel like you're walking on cotton balls. Or maybe your toes burn like they're on fire, even though there's no injury. These are signs of peripheral neuropathy, nerve damage that often starts subtly but grows worse over time. Speech balloon real-life story. Linda, 65, started noticing her feet felt weird. Sometimes they tingled. Other times they hurt for no reason. She tried foot creams, new shoes, even acupuncture. Nothing helped. Eventually, she stumbled once on a rug, then again on the sidewalk. When she saw a neurologist, she found out she had diabetic neuropathy, nerve damage caused by high blood sugar over years. She was scared, but also relieved. Finally, she had answers. And more importantly, a plan. Test tube common causes of neuropathy. Diabetes, most common cause. Vitamin B12 deficiency. Alcohol abuse. Autoimmune diseases. Medication side effects. Hammer and wrench, what can you do about it? White heavy check mark, monitor blood sugar. If you have diabetes, keeping glucose under control is critical to preventing further nerve damage. White heavy check mark, eat B12 rich foods. Include eggs, milk, cheese, leafy greens, fortified cereals. Some seniors may need B12 supplements. Talk to your doctor. White heavy check mark, avoid alcohol. Heavy drinking damages nerves over time. If you drink regularly, consider reducing or quitting altogether. White heavy check mark, massage and movement. Gentle foot and leg massages improve sensation and reduce discomfort. Try rolling a tennis ball under your feet or using a foam roller on your calves. White heavy check mark, talk to a specialist. Neuropathy gets worse the longer it goes untreated. If numbness or burning continues, see a neurologist or podiatrist. When your spine betrays your legs, sciatica and herniated discs. Back pain is common, but when it radiates down your leg, shooting pain, numbness, sudden weakness, it's a red flag. Many seniors don't realize that spinal issues like sciatica or herniated discs can directly impact leg strength. Pressure on nerves from a slipped disc or spinal stenosis can mimic leg fatigue or weakness. Real-life story. Frank, 67, used to play golf twice a week. Then one day, while swinging, he felt a pop in his lower back. From then on, his right leg felt different, weak, shaky, sometimes painful. He tried stretching, yoga, even chiropractors. Nothing worked until he got an MRI. The diagnosis, a herniated disc pressing on the sciatic nerve. After a few months of physical therapy and posture adjustments, Frank was back on the course, stronger than ever. Signs of spinal issues. Shooting pain from back down leg. Numbness or tingling in feet. One leg feels weaker than the other. Pain worsens with sitting or standing. What can you do about it? Stretch gently. Try knee to chest stretch. Seated spinal twist. Cat-cow pose. Pelvic tilts. Stretching relieves pressure on nerves and keeps your spine flexible. Watch your posture. Slouching puts extra strain on your back. Sit tall, use lumbar support cushions, and take breaks every 30 minutes. Strengthen core muscles. A strong core supports your spine. Try gentle Pilates or abdominal exercises tailored for seniors. Stay active. Avoid long periods of sitting. Get up and move, even if it's just to grab a glass of water or do a lap around the house. Consult a specialist. If leg weakness persists or pain becomes severe, see a spine specialist or physiotherapist. The hidden saboteur: electrolyte imbalance, magnesium and potassium deficiency. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with a leg cramp so intense it brought tears to your eyes? Or felt your legs shake out of nowhere? These could be signs of electrolyte imbalance, specifically low potassium and magnesium. These minerals are essential for muscle function. Without them, your muscles misfire, cramping, twitching, and weakening without warning. Real-life story. Jean, 70, suffered from nightly leg cramps. She tried everything: potassium pills, massage oils, heating pads. Nothing worked until her doctor ran a blood test and found she was severely deficient in magnesium. Turns out, her diuretic medication was flushing essential minerals out of her body. After adjusting her meds and adding a magnesium supplement, her cramps vanished. Signs of electrolyte deficiency: sudden leg cramps at night, muscle spasms or twitches, fatigue without exertion, heart palpitations, anxiety or irritability. What can you do about it? Eat magnesium and potassium-rich foods: bananas, spinach, sweet potatoes, avocados, almonds, dark chocolate, beans and lentils. Stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water, especially if you're taking medications that cause fluid loss. Consider supplements. Talk to your doctor about whether you need magnesium or potassium supplements, especially if you're on diuretics. Try Epsom salt baths. Soak your legs in warm water with Epsom salt, rich in magnesium, before bed. It relaxes muscles and prevents nighttime cramps. Conclusion: don't wait until it's too late. Weak legs aren't just inconvenient, they're dangerous. They increase your risk of falling, losing independence, and facing life-threatening complications. But here's the powerful truth: you still have time to turn things around. Whether it's rebuilding muscle, improving circulation, protecting your nerves, supporting your spine, or balancing electrolytes, the tools are in your hands. Start today. Even 5 minutes of movement makes a difference. Choose one thing: a walk, a stretch, a better snack, and commit to it. Because your legs were made to carry you through life, not betray you in its final chapters. I thought I'd never walk pain-free again. Mary's story. Mary was 63 when she started noticing her legs didn't feel like her own anymore. It began subtly: a twinge in her calf after walking the dog, a slight wobble getting up from the couch. At first, she laughed it off with her friends at bridge club. Getting old stinks, she'd say with a grin. But inside, she was scared. Then came the falls. Not dramatic, not hospital-worthy, just small missteps that left bruises and shaken confidence. One time, her leg gave out on the stairs. Another, she stumbled while reaching for a jar of jam in the pantry. I stopped going out, she told me during our interview. I was afraid I'd fall in public. I felt like my body was betraying me. What Mary didn't know was that her weakening legs were sending her a message, one she finally decided to listen to. Magnifying glass tilted left the diagnosis, a silent battle inside her body. After months of hesitation, Mary visited her doctor. Blood work showed low vitamin B12 and magnesium levels. An MRI revealed early signs of sarcopenia and mild spinal stenosis. The news wasn't catastrophic, but it was urgent. Her muscle loss had gone unnoticed for years. Her nerves were starting to show signs of damage, and her spine was putting pressure on nerves that controlled her legs. It was like everything was slowly falling apart, she said quietly, and I hadn't even noticed. But instead of giving in to fear, Mary made a decision. She would fight back. One step, one meal, one stretch at a time. Flexed biceps step 1, rebuilding muscle, one squat at a time. Mary had never been into fitness. She loved reading, gardening, and baking cookies for her grandkids. The idea of lifting weights or doing squats sounded ridiculous to her. But her physical therapist had a different approach. "We're not training for a marathon," he told her. "We're training so you can play with your grandkids again." So she started slow. 3 minutes of chair squats each morning. Leg lifts while watching her favorite soap opera. Resistance band exercises while sitting at the kitchen table. At first, her legs trembled. She couldn't do more than 5 reps without needing a break. But she kept going. By week 4, she could stand up from the couch without grabbing the armrests. By month 3, She was walking around the neighborhood with her husband every evening. I didn't realize how much strength I'd lost until I started gaining it back, she said. It felt like waking up after a long nap. Green salad step 2, fueling her body, from coffee and toast to nutrient powerhouse. Mary's diet had always been simple: toast for breakfast, soup for lunch, pasta for dinner. She drank coffee all day and rarely touched fruits or vegetables. Her nutritionist didn't shame her. Instead, she helped her build better habits without feeling deprived. They added Greek yogurt with berries for breakfast, grilled salmon with spinach for dinner twice a week, almonds as a snack instead of chips, smoothies with banana, milk, and protein powder. I used to think healthy eating meant being hungry all the time, Mary admitted. But it just meant choosing foods that actually helped me. Within 2 months, her energy levels improved. Her cramps faded. Her blood work showed rising B12 and magnesium levels. I started sleeping better too, she said. Funny how food affects everything. Stethoscope step 3, healing her nerves, from tingling to steady steps. One of the scariest parts of Mary's journey was the numbness in her feet. Sometimes, she couldn't tell if she was stepping on hardwood or carpet. Other times, her toes burned like they were on fire. Her neurologist explained it clearly. Your nerves are like electrical wires. When they get damaged, whether by high sugar levels, vitamin deficiencies, or age, they start misfiring. That's why your feet feel strange. So Mary got to work. She got her blood sugar tested regularly, took a B12 supplement prescribed by her doctor, gave herself foot massages every night, soaked her feet in warm water with Epsom salts before bed. Slowly, the burning went away. The tingling softened. And soon, she could walk barefoot across the living room rug without flinching. It felt like my feet remembered who they were, she said with a smile. Bone step 4, supporting her spine, sitting tall again. Mary's spinal stenosis diagnosis was a wake-up call. For years, she'd slouched while reading, hunched over crossword puzzles, and sat for hours watching TV. Her posture had deteriorated, putting pressure on the nerves in her lower back. Her physical therapist taught her something surprising. Good posture isn't about standing straight. It's about moving often. So Mary started taking breaks every 30 minutes to walk around the house, using a lumbar support pillow while sitting, doing gentle stretches before bedtime, practicing standing up and sitting down without using her hands. She even learned how to lift groceries safely, bending at the knees, not the waist. The best part, she said, I don't feel like my back is holding me hostage anymore. Droplet step 5, hydration, balance, and a new routine. Finally, Mary tackled the last piece of the puzzle, hydration and mineral balance. She realized she barely drank water all day, just coffee, tea, and an occasional glass of juice. Between that and her diuretic medication, she was setting herself up for electrolyte imbalance. So she made a few changes. Started drinking a full glass of water when she woke up. Carried a refillable bottle with her throughout the day. Added magnesium-rich foods like almonds and dark chocolate. Took short walks after meals to keep circulation flowing. And yes, she still enjoyed her nightly cup of tea. It wasn't about perfection, she said. It was about making choices that honored my body. Sunrise epilogue. Walking into the future with confidence. Today, Mary is 66. She walks 3 miles a week with her husband. She bakes cookies with her grandkids without needing to sit down. She stands tall, both literally and figuratively. She doesn't know what the future holds, but she knows this. I'm no longer waiting for my legs to fail me. I'm helping them stay strong. And that makes all the difference. Speech balloon final thought for you. Mary's story might sound familiar. Maybe you felt your legs give out unexpectedly. Maybe you've skipped activities you once loved because your body feels unreliable. Or maybe you're just beginning to notice subtle changes and wondering if there's anything you can do before it gets worse. Here's the truth. You're not alone. And more importantly, it's not too late. Whether you're 60, 70, or beyond, your legs can still carry you through life. They just need your help, and now you know exactly how to give it.